with the highly anticipated press conferences out of the way, that we finally got to talk to some of these guys on the coaching staff after tons of speculation. I think it's a little more clear to me on that we don't have to speculate as much as what we're going to see on the offensive or defensive side of the ball. Well, at least for now. What is up, everybody? Lindy End Zone back in the building. Got some content for you today. Thought I'd change up the background a little bit here, even though this is Eagles content related. It's not. I think it's okay for me to spice things up. Change the scenery in the background. Got a old NBA Superstars plaque behind me. I've had it for quite some time, and obviously you can see a lot of players back there on their prime. From the answer Allen Iverson to Jason Kidd and Tim Duncan, the big ticket and KG. And thought I'd show a little bit more of my jersey collection. Got a throwback Stevie Francis for the Houston Rockets and stuff like that. But I'm hoping that my setup becomes a little more permanent. I got some things I'm trying to work on to carry into this weekend, and hopefully that I am in a more like I just said, hopefully I'm in a bit of a better more permanent position or spot that I'm at for my videos. But if y'all are new to the channel, or if you're just looking for some pretty unique blend of content, I do the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Mavericks and I got a busy weekend ahead of me, so with the playoffs underway. But if you are new to the channel, if you would like to see more, as in the drop down, don't forget to like the content and subscribe if you haven't. Helps me within the algorithm of YouTube. And so I felt that I did not want to, necessarily react to Jalen Hurts' press conference and some players of the like, and a lot of the guys in the community here beat me to the punch, and in terms of their reaction, and everybody's saying a lot of the same things because we're sharing that level of excitement, and it's and respectfully so. It's we knew the type of player Jalen Hurts was, and it's just to the fact of him getting his chance, and I hope that he does get his chance. If we were able to sit through 2 legitimate years of number 2 with the Colts, and coming up through a new coaching staff, if we were able to see that, then Jalen Hurts deserves the same. And it goes to show, like, the Jalen's personality, his work ethic, how he's approaching questions at such an early point in his career. It just seems that he's a better attitude fit, and he's a better culture fit for the city of Philadelphia. And that was one thing that that's one thing we can't forget in terms of when number 2 was still here, and he even alluded to it in I think it was the Pat McAfee show when he was getting interviewed. Is that the city of Philadelphia? It's like he even admitted that he felt a little bit out of place, and that, and no matter, like, wherever you live. It's just different, and and there's some places that where it's it's not for everybody, and that's and that's what number 11 and number 2 what he basically said, and it's water under the bridge at this point. But that's where I'm trying to collect and explain the contrast between these 2 players. And if we really, devote our time and resources as a team into Jalen Hurts, and there's a definitive payoff, without a doubt. In terms of the, like I said, the type of player he is and what he brings to this football team. So um, that for the Hurts reaction. Um, I was able to listen to a little bit of Shane Steichens. It further, I guess, hearing from Shane further confirms what a lot of things that we were, hearing from Nick Sirianni, being that there's such a collaborative effort between the two of them to set up an offense. We've heard, the biggest things to me was utilizing the screen game, a little bit better in terms of like less predictability. The dynamic of players that we have on the roster, giving defenses more than one look instead of the same player taking screens and that sort of thing. And the other one that stuck out to me was the run game. It was a sigh of relief to know that there's going to be a stronger emphasis on getting your playmakers the ball, and that especially goes for the wide receivers, and Devontae Smith and Jalen Reagor, knowing the skill sets that they possess. And you want to see those guys with the ball in crucial moments. And it was just a sigh of relief to hear that from Shane. And again, this is all for the time being, and it's yet to be seen what these guys look like on the field when it comes to practice, and for upcoming preseason games for the lower string guys trying to make the roster. And we have to wait till August, but it is what it is. So there, as I concluded, watching over Shane Steichens, or not Shane Steichen, Jonathan Gannon's press conference here. Uh, he, the excitement's just continuing to grow. It's just to the fact that, and I have it paused at a certain question for a reason, in regards to, I think, what Jeff Skversky asked. And it really sheds a light on how how different and how strategic Jonathan Gannon's going into this, scheme-wise, for his defense, as opposed to a lot of the vanilla stuff that we see from Jim Schwartz, where it was just a constant theme of the defensive line pinning their ears back and just going after the quarterback, and leaving corners on an island and man coverage and no safety help, and there was too many occasions where the linebackers were ineffective. But I wanted to show you guys, and we'll react to this somewhat together, being that I already heard the answer. But I want you guys to really pay attention to what Jonathan says in the follow to the question from Jeff Skversky. So we're going to get into that now, and listen up, guys.
Thanks, Jonathan. A lot of what we know about Mike Zimmer's defense, obviously, is schematic, but also he's done a very good job of disguising coverages. So I want to understand a little more about how you go about teaching that, and your approach to coaching guys up, because we know how important that is with quarterbacks. So many quarterbacks now, their ability to diagnose the defense pre-snap.
Yeah, excellent question. With Zim, he would tell you, give the players a lot of credit. And what I mean by that is he would say, hey, like, we're playing this coverage, but I don't want to have to spend a lot of time on the disguise portion. And Harrison Smith and Andrew Sendejo and Anthony Harris and Anthony Barr and Eric Kendricks, they would get in a meeting together and say, hey, here's what we're going to do. And then they would present it to Zim, and he would say, great. There were some looks that Zim wanted certain things pre-snap to affect the quarterback in his mind. So we'll do some of those things, and we will also let guys disguise on their own. We think that's important to give them some freedom before the ball is snapped, because they're in between the white lines, not us. So
if I may, I'll stop right there for a second. But it's a breath of fresh air to hear that kind of thing where like the amount of freedom that the coaching staff is giving the players, to where they're not stuck in a system to where it's solely about what the defensive coordinator wants them to do, and all that Jim Schwartz kind of nonsense. And I know it seems like a lot of bashing that we're putting on Jim Schwartz, and he's a Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator and what have you, but our defense as a whole still gave up over 500 yards. I mean, it was far from perfect. But what this tells me is that it's not just about the insertion of the scheme. It's about the intelligence of the players, and letting them have a voice in this, and giving them that freedom to show what they can do, and to see how well they're connecting defensively to what Jonathan wants them to accomplish. So it's a very good it was a very it was a pretty good sigh of relief to hear something that little, in contrast to what we have witnessed over the years on how bad this defense has looked at times.
And our disguise package will be a blend of allowing guys to roam free, and then there's going to be specific times that we want things to look a certain way pre-snap. Just to follow up with that question too, my answer as I'm thinking about it, everyone talks about, well, you want to pressure the quarterback. Well, in my opinion, one of those ways is pre-snap, not post-snap. So what you do is you want to make sure that offensive coordinators and quarterbacks right now are really, I feel like, ahead of where they were when I first got into the business, as far as knowing where to go with the ball immediately, or reading coverages, or getting to each progression where they need to get to with the ball. And you just want to put a little bit of seed of doubt in that quarterback's mind. Do I have that guy or do I not? So super excited because the defense that we have right now, a lot of smart guys, and that's a huge thing.
People, I can't tell you the excitement that I felt when I heard this from Jonathan. There's been so many occasions where I've been in live streams and call-ins and what have you, or even text discussions, like in whether it's through Discord or stuff on Twitter. I can't tell you how many times that I've said that Jim Schwartz's defense just didn't make the opposing quarterback think. It just didn't, because the predictability that he offered to the opposing quarterback was it was so detrimental at times to how poor this defense played, and there was too much predicated on just the brute strength of the defensive line. So this is just going to continue to be a breath of fresh air. I feel there's I don't know of any negatives that I can think of right now, other than just the fact that we still have yet to find out who's going to make the roster, how well these guys look in the defensive scheme in the first place, and how well it's going to work year one. Again, there's again, there's low expectations here because it's a new set of coaches. It's a brand new staff that's trying to find their ways. Some of these guys are, first year guys at their promoted positions. So those are just things that we have to keep in mind in terms of limiting our excitement and limiting our anticipation on how well this football team can be. But this is definitely a massive step forward from the last couple of years. And what sticks out to me the most is just having a more clear sense of direction and as to what these guys want to do. But that's gonna do it for me. If let me know in the comments what other press conferences you want me to react to. I know I watched Jalen Hurts and I watched Shane Steichen, but and some of the other players. Like we can go over some of these together, and I can I can pick out some of the not some of the more important points, but I can pick out some points that stuck out to me the most, and we can go over some of those things together, pick each other's brain, that sort of thing. But let me know down in the comments what you think about defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon and the press conference that he finally gave to us after, what was it, 3 months or so. So that's going to be it for me. I appreciate everybody that was coming in and gave this video a view, no matter if you stuck to the end of the video or not. I know my last few have been a little bit longer, but it's just the it's just the nature of the content that I put out recently. So that's going to be it for me. I appreciate y'all. The support's been fantastic. We're continuing to climb closer to 100 subscribers. It's an unbelievable feeling. Excuse me. But that'll be it for me, everybody. This has been Lindy Enzo. Fly Eagles Fly. Continue to bleed green. Take care. And I'll see you soon.